hello, hello, hello. We did it. We did it together. Maybe not directly together. I did it. And maybe if you're watching this, you were watching me make it, but it's over. It's over. What time is it? Where's something? Show me the time. There it is. This is why I've timed it as such. Check that out. That means it's true. It's February 1st. It says sleep well. Too bad. Dry January is over. And I am stocked up, I am ready, and I have something very special for sort of midnight on February 1st. Yeah, it's fair to say that I'm a teeny bit excited about this one. That's okay. I'm allowed to be. My wife's not happy the fact that I stayed up an extra hour just so I could do a beer review at midnight. She's thinking I'm a little bit cuckoo, but it's worth it because it feels like a special occasion. It's kind of like a weird kind of beer Christmas. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? And how has the month been? Well, first of all, we're doing this. That's right. Cold Town Beer Pornstar Martini Ale. So I think that's worthy. That's worthy of the first one after Dry January, right? It's not a big whopping triple IPA. It's a 4.6% pale ale, but it's such a mystery, right? A Pornstar Martini pale ale. I've just never seen it before, and I've never heard of that brewery. So it's kind of ticking all the boxes for me, and it's got an attractive, consistent image to me that appeals from a kind of geeky marketing perspective. So that's, for me, it's kind of a winner. Anyway, let's go back a little bit. But first, I would be remiss if I didn't do this. Now it's official. Now we're in the episode. Okay, great. Yeah, a month of alcohol-free beers. Very different from last year when I did this for the very first time. I had a whole bunch then, but the market wasn't anywhere near as saturated. One of the big significant releases just prior to Dry January last year was Lucky Saints Lager, advertising all over the place, got themselves into every supermarket on the planet, well, in the UK, that it seems, simply based on complete BS. Because I reviewed one and I just thought it was complete garbage. And the guy who ran it, I heckled on. I remember pretty distinctly the review. Maybe I'll put a link to it up here. He's just some wealthy schmuck that just has more money and knows what good marketing is and knows what good branding is, and just thought, I'll just churn out one lager, no imagination, and just claim it's the best thing ever and get into everything, right? Who can get into supermarkets unless your product price is so low that the supermarkets can get their profit on it? That's how supermarket purchasing works, which is why it's bad for craft in a way. It crushes down craft beer prices, but a lot of craft breweries, they succumb to it. They do it just so they can get their name out there. Anyway, what has been a hot one this year? Well, once again, Big Drop has been great. I only did one early on in the month. I think it was just one. Last year I did a few, but they've always been good, and they're still good. In fact, you know what? I didn't put this on the show ever, but I ordered one of their newer beers, and it was so lively it exploded, and they all were like, you ever get a series of beers and you open them and they just go everywhere, and your 330 ml can turns into 275, and you're like, "Whoa, that was weird." I did that, and I wrote them and said, "Hey, your latest beer is a bit lively. Just letting you know, because you QA issues, whatever, with your brew." And I didn't ask for anything, and they refunded me for the beer. They just sent me a message without asking, "Would you like a refund?" They just said, "No problem. Here's your money back, and take a photo of the bottom of the can so we know what batch was bad." And so I did that, and all good. I thought that is killer customer service. The alternative to that, of course, if you've been following, is my experiences trying to brew another beer with Pinter. And I got some flack over the last video that I put up where I was like, it had just blown up in my room, and this weekend I spent hours soaking the underlay and repairing the carpet, and somebody pointed out to me and two people pointed out that if I'd done research on how to do the brew, I wouldn't have had so many problems with the way I use the Pinter, which they're right. Of course they're right, right? If I researched every single thing I did thoroughly, I'd be better at everything I do. However, I still stand by the fact that Pinter's a product. They have an app that has like a do this kind of like it's made for brain dead brewing. It's kind of the entire point of the Pinter is that people who don't want to engage in the complexities of brewing are able to do this with the Pinter. Done. So I took the idiot's method intentionally and went through all the boring stuff, and it exploded and all sorts of stuff went wrong, and people are telling me that you should have researched or you should have done this. It's like you're missing the whole point. You're missing the unique selling point of this device. It should have been easy. And initially, my customer service was really bad, but my later customer service, and I will do another video about this, is that they are just going to refund me the whole price of the Piner and the thing that went wrong. And they're being really cool about it now that they understand the problem. So I have to correct that. I can't just call them dickheads like I kind of was doing. Nevertheless, back to the review. Mash Gang. I should have said that. I have one in here. This is just one of their, another excellent West Coast Pale Ale. Go look at my Mash Gang is the official awesome alcohol-free brewery of 2022. Go check them out. Their beer chug is amazing. That West Coast is amazing. Everything they've done so far is so good. I'm surprised it is alcohol-free. Big winner. And of course, the first chop, the very first one I did was very excellent. The rest were mediocre to crap. But now, Cold Town Beer. You might be now wondering, what the hell is not what the hell is a cold fruity beer? Because it says that there, and then we got that there, right? The Pornstar Martini. We can see what's in it if we do this. If you can read it, it's a little, I'm getting a little bit of lens flare on there. There we go. Beer for beer's sake. Now ignore that. There's a little bit of passion fruit in here, a little bit of vanilla in here, some lactose for body, and Pornstar Martini, right? So if you're not a cocktail person, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, well, my expectations are a little bit whack because I don't know what a Pornstar Martini is in the first instance. I hear you. I'm here for you. Pornstar Martini, recipe ingredients, vanilla vodka. Okay, so that adds up, right? Passoa liqueur. Oh, I wonder what that is. Maybe it's passion fruit liqueur. Vanilla syrup, straight up one whole passion fruit. Who keeps these things in stock? I don't know if I've ever purchased a passion fruit. Some lime and some Prosecco or champagne. I'm more of a Prosecco guy because, frankly, if I'm getting champagne, is it worth it? I don't know. But sufficient to say, forget all the ingredients and how to make it, right? You don't need to see all that kind of stuff. It's really good. Like, in spite of the fact, if you're in a cocktail bar and so they come up to you and they go, oh, what would you like? Would you like a gin and tonic? Would you like a paper bag? And smoke comes out of it, and fire logs are burning your cocktail and all the other fancy stuff you can get in cocktail bars now. If Pornstar Martini is on the list, do not be afraid to order it. Don't think it looks weird or that it makes you kind of some kind of like late night porn addict. It's actually an awesome martini. So try it. Because passion fruit rocks, very much associated with great hops and vanilla. It ticks all the beer boxes, right? The fact that I've not seen a Pornstar Martini, anything other than a Pornstar Martini itself, is actually kind of surprising. Very strange. So let's have it a go. Oh, whole important apology to the world. Mirza Beer just pointed out. Cold Town Beer did a haggis beer for Burns Night in collaboration with Flavour. Yeah, well, because Flavour's Scotland, and the first chop alcohol-free beer I had for Scotland. I had a beer all lined up for Burns Night, and it's still here. It is where it's living. There it is. This one. This was my alcohol-free beer for Burns Night. Flying Colors. A 0.5 jump ship brewery in Scotland. And I got distracted and I missed it. So apologies to Robbie Burns' family and all those who are Scottish out there. I totally missed that one. I'm an idiot. Nevertheless, Cold Town Beer, good to see they're on board with that. Let's try this because I just opened it. Let's smell it first. It just tastes like passion fruit. It tastes like I'm smelling a passion fruit spritzer, let's say. Passion fruit and bubbly water. So let's take a look at what it looks like. That's actually kind of hazy. Is it really hazy? No, it was an illusion. I just poured a little quick. It's got a good amount of bubbles that have formed around it, giving it the illusion of haze. So there we go. Let's turn it around there. Check out that lovely color, right? That's beautiful. Let's go a little smelly smell. It doesn't smell hoppy at all. It smells like passion fruit. Still got that spritzer thing going on. A pinch of vanilla, but it's really barely there. Is this going to taste like beer at all? It doesn't smell. Like if I close a little bit of malt there and almost no hops. I actually don't know the hops that are in this. We'll find that out. Oh, there's the hops. Oh, how weird is that? Okay, so definitely passion fruit and vanilla, almost to a fault. That is the overriding. The vanilla now comes in really late. Now that I'm talking about it, it's like kind of the covering my head and going into my sinuses, which is kind of nice. There's a little bit of late bitter on there, which is kind of strange, sort of herbal, and almost like a lagery kind of hop. So I don't know what that is. Hope maybe it'll say on their website. We're going to go there in a moment. Another sip then. Definitely falls into the novelty category. I'm not sure that I'm keen on lots of this. It's really nice, but it's not a lots of beer kind of. One more before we look into it. I just like, well, I'm stalling in a way because my other hand is loading the website. You know what? Like now it's okay, but now it's the passion fruits kind of abated because the initial sip it gets you, and then now I'm just used to it. So now the vanilla is coming in, and there's a little bit of, I want to say herbal, but there's something like not something I would cook with. All right, let's check it out. Just check it out. Let's see if we can unpack this because I'm doing a bad job of. I'm not jumping right in there and going, oh, it's got Citra and Mosaic. I'm not getting that at all. I'm not getting any of the West Coast America, California, New Zealand. Nothing. I don't know what it is. Where are we going? There's our Pornstar Martini. Here's Cold Town that I loaded up. Paint the town cold. So they've got a Queen of Pudding. Oh, is that? No. Lager, New England IPA. Kind of boring. Actually reminds me a little bit of the boringness. Reminds me a little bit of the one that is based in King's Cross, London. That's escaping me now. They were very kind. I had a weird situation with them, and they were awesome on some part two. I wish I could plug them. I should give them some credit. Drinks, merch, and gifts. Sure, I want drinks. That's what I want. And we'll get a bit of what they do. I guess they make these things. That's kind of neat. Smash. Where's the beer? Fruit. Oh, here. Oh, Christmas pudding. Oh, this is cool. Chocolate cake stout. Proud as Hellas. Queen of pudding. Spin lager. Let's take a look a little bit here. I don't see the. Maybe it's only on Flavorly. I didn't see the haggis beer. I'm curious to see what that's like. All right, Pornstar Martini Ale. Hopefully you can see that. Let me raise it up a little bit. Oh, look at that. I won a prize. Scottish Beer Awards finalist. Finalist for what? What was the award it was a finalist for? What category does a Pornstar Martini Ale fit into? I don't know. The most talked about beer. I believe it. 4.6% sweet, fruity, and vanilla. It is. Passion for vanilla, Sorachi, and Summit hops. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Hold on here. Sorachi and Summit hops. Sorachi is Sorachi the one that was made? It sounds Japanese. Is it the one that was made for Sapporo, which is like lager? Maybe that's what I'm getting out of it. And Summit hops. Is Summit hops Can't remember Summit hops. Summit hops should have more of a bitter, I would have thought. I'm thinking Summit hops is related to CTZ, which I always forget what those stand for. Not Centennial. Tomahawk and Zeus. What's the C stand for? It's not Centennial. It's another one. But it's like that variety of hops, which means it should have a longer lasting bitter, I think. Maybe that's what I'm getting that's carrying it over. But it does have an overarching sweetness that I think is kind of punishing the effect that those hops should have created. Doesn't mean it's not bad. It just means that it's a teeny bit sickly. If you drink beer like I do for bitter, because you're a bitter person, like I like to drink tonic on its own, what's kind of wrecking this, not wrecking it, that sounds like what's kind of unfortunate, could maybe be better, is if it were a teeny bit drier, because I like a dry martini, right? So if it were a teeny bit drier and maintained its passion fruit dryness and the vanilla dryness and had those hops, I think I would really, my rating for this would go through the roof. But because it doesn't, it's going to come down a little bit, like a 7 out of 10 kind of thing, because it's good. It's good as like in a night of beer drinking, someone would give me this, and I'd be like, "Woo, so interesting!" And I'd really quite enjoy the fact that it was really a bit of a mystery in a can. Like if someone gave me this as a blind, like a brown bag beer, I would hate them because I'd be like, "What the hell? This doesn't belong anywhere," which makes it awesome. It's a great curveball. But I immediately after this kind of want to like grab something a little bit more familiar out of the fridge, which maybe I will do. Or maybe I'll just go to bed because it's late. But anyway, you see where I'm going with that. Okay, so there we go. What else can we get? Malted oats, malted wheat, lactose, cold house. What I didn't do is find out where they're from. I don't know much about them. Oh, they're from Scotland. This would have been a great. This is of course why they did the haggis beer. They're from Edinburgh. Edinburgh. Am I saying that even? Am I screwing that up? I'm allowed to. I have a North American accent by default, so the Eden Straight. So they're worth a visit. Pretty awesome. Well, I'd like to try more by Cold Town beer. I guess I'm going to have to go do that by a Flavourly. Flavourly is kind of like the pusher of most Scottish craft breweries these days. So there we go. Have another sip just to make sure we're completely happy with that 7.5, and then we'll sign off. Yeah, it's 7.5. I can't go beyond that. I'm even tempted now to go down below it as it warms up a little bit. It's getting worse. Drink it cold. That's another little tip for you. This has been a really long one because they always are when they're live. I was summarizing my favorites from January. I'm happy to be out of it. I have had an empty fridge, or a fridge full of alcohol-free beers, for the month. And I've already done some ordering. I've gone to a few supermarkets to see what's restocked, and it's very interesting. So I got a bunch of fascinating things coming up for the next few weeks. So do stay tuned and come back for more. All right. I didn't do any sort of self-promotion, so perhaps I should do that now. Here we go. Let's do this. Subscribe. What did I haven't read this in ages. Alerts and new reviews. What does this actually say? Oh, there we go. Instagram, I don't have my Untappd on there. I do on the main one. All right, fine. That's cool. Hit me up on Untappd. Follow me there. I'm going to put my review stuff on there. Thank you very much for watching this one now and in the future. And forgive me if you like the Pinter and you don't like the fact that I've been ranting about it. Yeah, not a lot of stuff really totally upsets me, but bad service is one of those things. But they have sorted it out. A new video on that coming soon. That is the end of this one. Mersey Beers, thank you very much for watching. Wonderful to see you again. And that's me out.